All right, good afternoon. Just glad to be standing up here after a victory. Just talk about Jackson State a little bit, put that game behind us. We had great quarterback play from Dre Joseph. Our offense did an outstanding job of moving the football up and down the field, running the ball well. Sylvester did a great job. Offensive line probably had their best performance of the season blocking. And it was good to see those guys come together and open up some holes for the running back. Defensively, we played 48 minutes of sound football. Allowed them to get in the end zone the last two times they had the ball to give them 21 points. We go 21 points in the fourth quarter. That's unacceptable. But we will be able to get better. Had great performances from Virgil Williams, Levi Jackson, and Casey Northeast. Those guys played well on defense. We're just looking forward to the opportunity to go into Atlanta and taking on Florida A&M.
We'll open it now for questions from the media.
Coach, you mentioned Dre's good performance. Did anything change for him? Was he just able to get into a better flow early, and that set the tone for a strong performance?
Well, the receivers. I really think the receivers did a great job of catching the football for him, and that allowed him to gain some confidence, and Dre did a great job of delivering the ball on time. Footwork was great, so we worked on his fundamentals this week, and they showed on Saturday's game.
Coach, what about Darius Coleman? Didn't get any carries at all in the game, and Zeke and Joseph did most of the carry?
Well, the way Coach Elvis handles those guys is that Sylvester got hot. And once he got hot running the football, we left him in there. But you will see Darius Coleman this week back in action. He's a great runner in between the tackles, and we're looking forward to getting some carries this week.
Coach, can you just expand more about the offensive line and how they were able to protect Dre the other night, and just how you can keep them going like that?
Well, the good thing about it is that we simplify some things, so we modify some protections, and those guys gelled well together. Chris Brown's the leader of that group, and it was good to see them open some holes and do a great job of pass protecting so Dre could deliver the football.
Coach, can you talk about Lindy, the train, what kind of a season he's having? I mean, 10 tackles in the first game. It just seems like he's got a nose for the football everywhere the football goes.
Very athletic, very athletic. D-Train Lindsey is a guy that runs well. You know, he's the kind of guy that comes off the edge for us, plays the outside linebacker spot for us. One thing about D-Train, he can find the football. Sometimes, you know, he gets caught up in some alignment issues, but for the most part, he's 100% effort and one guy that can really find the football on our defense.
Can you go back and look at the film of the whole game? What impressed you the most other than Dre?
Passion, excitement. Just watching the young man really be enthusiastic about playing football for Southern University. I think that's the most outstanding characteristic that stood out for me was the passion they displayed, which allowed us to create some momentum on the road.
Just in general, I know it's one game at a time, but you mentioned momentum. What can a win like that do for the rest of the season?
Well, when you're 0-2, you know, you hope it creates some excitement for practice this week, but it's going to lift our guys, I think, really get us going. You know, it's been a while since some of these guys beat Jackson. So that was a big relief, but I think going forward, these guys are going to understand that if they believe in what the coaches are doing and everybody work together, we can accomplish the goals that are in front of us.
Coach, of course, Florida A&M, I'm sure you guys have a bad taste in your mouth from last year's game with the big lead that was blown. Just talk about, I guess, getting another chance against them.
Very, 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 very good athletic team that we're going to play. Joe Taylor has a well-coached football team. But we're looking forward to the challenge. They got a receiver that's probably one of the top receivers. We just played one of the top receivers from Jackson State. Their quarterback, Damon, is a guy that really delivers the ball to his receivers. He spread it over, but he really tries to get the ball to number 2. He's a guy that can make a lot of plays, and their running backs run well, and their defense is exciting and explosive. So I'm looking forward to go against what I consider one of the better coaches in HBCU, and Joe Taylor.
In terms of this game being a showcase game, again, national broadcast and whatnot, do you perceive this as another opportunity to maybe make up for what happened here against Valley, another national spotlight to say this is what Southern football is all about?
Well, it's exciting, you know, to be on TV and get a chance for a lot of people over the country to watch Southern University football program. Our kids will be excited getting to go into the Georgia Dome. It'll be a great environment, and we're just looking forward to getting them prepared to go up there and play Florida A&M.
Have they forgotten about last year's game, and have you talked to them about it yet?
Well, we try to talk about anything in the past because we just played Jackson State, and we lived that for 24 hours. Now we're focused on the new FAMU team. I'm quite sure they got some players that are returning from last year's team, just like we do. So some of those guys are remembered, but going forward, we just believe if we do the things that we need to do this week, everything will be all right.
Coach, what's the situation at kicker? Why didn't Greg make the trip to Jackson, and then what's that position going to look like going forward?
Well, it's an open competition, but Pittman and Hill are two good kickers, and it was the discipline reasons why we left Pittman here. But you know, he's back with us doing the necessary things, and we just look forward to him competing this week for the starting role.
Who will be your starting kicker in this game?
Well, that is yet to be decided.
Coach, can you talk about your team's ability to be able to close the game out? Last week they done well, and now last year as well, they weren't able to do so. Just talk about improving on that.
Well, yesterday our word was finished. We was up 28-0, and we allowed Jackson State to get some momentum. Had a punt block which created that momentum. But going forward, we're just really trying to finish. You know, when you get an opponent down, you got to finish. You can't allow them back in the game. And we're doing some situations at practice to focus on that.
How important is it to close out FAMU?
It's great. I mean, I think when you get a team down, I think you have to finish the football game. Last year we didn't do that. We had a chance to win a football game that we let get away from us at the end. But I really believe that if these guys get in those same predicaments this year, we got enough playmakers that'll find a way to win.
Coach, I know you guys had some issues closing out games last year, but just to see that final drive where y'all were able to run out the clock and Dre's ability to elude that sack, is that just a sign of good things to come?
It's a leader. Dre is a leader, and Sylvester, those guys have played a lot of football for Southern University. And it was good to see them execute and move us down the field. A 4-minute drive is a situation that we practice. It was good to see the offense close them out. We were struggling a little bit on defense there at the end, stopping the pass. But, you know, that's why it's a team sport. It was good to see our offense pick us up.
Earlier you mentioned making it simpler. I think it was about the offensive line, and some of the players had mentioned last week they noticed that was one of the big differences with the change. Is that something you, when you took over, you wanted to, do, is make some things, certain areas just a little bit easier?
Simplify things. I believe it's an old cliche, you only do 10 things 100 times or 100 things 10 times. I believe once we simplify things and focus on doing 10 things 100 times, our guys got better, and you showed that by the route running. Everybody paid attention to detail when you got less plays, so the execution increased.
Coach, when the game was over, what was going through your mind, knowing that when Jackson State player went down there and reset the play clock, what was going through your mind knowing that you were going to win this football game?
That we had a W, and that was exciting to see, and to see what these kids have been through. We went through some adversity there early in the week, but it's exciting to see that if you just do what you're supposed to and you get guys to believe that winning is right around the corner. We had a good football team. Coach Mitchell always stated that, we have a good football team. We just got them playing right now at a high level, and they're competing. And the result of that is a win. And what greater way to get your first win over Jackson State? Some people thought Mitchell being in the stands wasn't the right thing to do. What was your thoughts about Coach Mitchell being in the stands? Well, I look at him as a father figure and a mentor, so anytime I can have him close by me, it's always exciting. I think what Coach Mitchell has left us is a good football team, and he wants nothing more but for us to be successful. So we look at him as our number one fan, and we thank him and we appreciate everything that he's done for us. You have any problems with him talking to the team, with the team hotel the night before and all that stuff? To my knowledge, he didn't talk to the team the night before.
Do you expect to have Javon Allen on Saturday? I saw him in a boot, and if he's not able to go, would you like to step out there?
Probably be a game time decision, but right now he's not probably going to practice today. We're looking at getting him some reps on Thursday to see if he can go. Probably be a game time decision for Javon Allen.
Who would you need to step up if he's not able to go?
Well, considering we play every linebacker, every linebacker that travels gets a chance to play, so we probably look at D-Train Lindsey or Anthony Balancier. Those guys' production got to go up.
What about Hawkins? Is he expected back this week in Charleston?
Charles will be a game time decision, but he will be traveling with us. So he practiced yesterday. We limited his reps. Looking forward to getting some more reps today. We're going to ease him back into it this week, but right now I would say Hawkins is a go for Saturday. Is he passing all of his tests to get back in? Is he clear thoughts? Yes.
Coach,
Coach, last year against FAMU, there was some big plays on special teams that really cost us the game. Do you find yourself focusing more on that this year?
We focus on special teams a lot. If you ever come out and watch us practice, we spend a lot of time paying attention to those special teams. Really just trying to get our guys to understand that there's certain situations that they can't put us in. We had a punt block, and then we had a young man to touch the ball last year, and they recovered it, which really turned the momentum of the football game. So we're really focusing on getting those guys to understand that special teams are important. And as a head coach, it's my job to set the schedule so we can put some time and emphasis on it.
Coach, any concerns with Hawkins? Because he was coming into this game, Florida A&M game last year, same thing. He had a concussion. He was coming over the middle on a slant and got hit hard, and he had a concussion. This is the second concussion that we know about. Any restrictions on putting him in?
He's not playing because of a concussion. He has a hamstring issue.
Oh, that's
so. And he's been out for some while, been rehabbing it, and we're just monitoring and taking it slow. He ran full speed a little bit, but we backed off of it. So we're excited about having Charles Hawkins back out on the football field for us.
How huge is it for Hawkins to be in your offense? He missed this last year's game, and now possibility he might miss the game as well.
I think it's more so his leadership. Hawks played a lot of snaps. Just being out there teaching those younger guys the right thing to do. That's what we missed the most. Of course, he's going to always have his production, but we look forward to getting him out there from a leadership standpoint. As you see, a lot of receivers stepped it up against Jackson State in his absence, but there's no doubt that we're excited about having Charles Hawkins back.
How do you think your DBs did against a good receiver like Rico Richardson?
Well, for 48 minutes, you didn't hear his name. But, the last 12, they brought in the new quarterback. He was fighting for his job. He tried to get his job back, so he made some plays. And, but for the most part, I think we held him in check. We let him get loose there in the fourth quarter. We put our DBs in some man-to-man coverages, and that's one-on-one. They're going to win some, you're going to win some. So, we was just blessed to have a big enough lead to where it didn't cost us.
Coach, you mentioned earlier when talking about Coleman and Zeke, running back being hot. Any particular reason you pulled Dre Joseph? When he was pretty much a hot quarterback?
No, we just like to get JP some reps. We felt it was a time in the game where we could get him a series in there, and then we was going to get Dre back in there. And it really helped Dre because when he came in that last drive, he had a chance to see the football game and had a chance to stay on the sideline and really get an understanding of the situation that we put him back under. But, we got to play those guys, and we look forward to JP getting some reps. We're not going to play two quarterbacks. Dre is our quarterback. But anytime you get an opportunity to get that second quarterback in, you look forward to it as a coach.
So with a similar score, if we're in this FAMU game with a similar score, can we expect to see Joseph pull again?
Yes, you can expect to see JP get a series or two.
Any more questions from the media? All right. Thanks.